in today AM Flow, my intent is to help you increase a level of clarity of your true purpose and to connect to what is your true priority in life. Now, this AM video is inspired by a magic hour session I just had with a recent clients. So if you are like my clients, overwhelming with a lot of things in your life, like this client, she teach yoga, she run a company, and a parents, a wife, and she does a lot of things. Being a wholehearted high achiever, that seems to be a very basic thing that you guys set up your lives, right? So and in that, she feel lost of her connection to, hey, I'm not sure what my purpose now. I have so many things and I don't know how I'm going to prioritize my time. So if that is you, this video is going to be perfect for you, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the process that I did with her that helped her arrive to full clarity by the end of our magic hour, and she really experienced magic for herself. And for you to use the process in a way that it applied to you with the intent by the time you finish this video, the values for you is you feel a new sense of clarity of what the next step is for you. And it's going to look different for everyone because all of us are different, So if you like my client, like I said, you feeling overwhelmed, right? You're feeling overwhelmed. The first thing I would ask is, there's a difference between overwhelm and overload. Overwhelm is the feeling inside. It's very subjective. Overload is actually how many things you put on your plate. And if you are like my clients, a lot of time you are very successful, you know strategically what to do, logistically what to do, but then the feeling overwhelmed, chances are is 80% of it dictate and control the 20% of the logistical overload. But then if your challenge is simply overload, and all you have to do is just take the load off, that's an easier part, right? Overwhelm is a more complex because it's more subjective. So then my first question I ask my client is, the first question I always challenge them, what would be magical in our time together? Because I like giving people what they want and more, it's nice to give people what they want. So our magic hour is set up for 2.5 hours, and I challenge that. Okay, so how would we make this magical if we can get this done in an hour? So her goal is she would like to get, the feeling of clarity from certain amount to certain amount by the end of the hours, and to be able to have the priority clear and know what action to take in the way that is not in other things to do. So that's for her. So what is it for you? Watching this video, what would be valuable for you? So assess how clear are you right now from 0 to 10, feeling wise, right? And if anything less than a 10, there's always space. And if you're watching this video and you feel overwhelmed, more than likely your number is going to be less than a 5. And if you cannot identify the number, just guess. Because it's important to have some sort of gauge to measure where you are and where you want to go, right? And of course, there's no one way to get there. I'm just happen to be one of the way. And if you're here for a reason. So let's see what I can do to serve you in this flow, in this AM right now. So assess where you are and where you want to go, and there's that gap. And chances are, if you like my client, there's an emotional, there's an energy block that you actually can feel. For her, she feel in her chest, right? And you gauge from 0 to 10, how intense is this feeling from 0 to 10? So for her, it's like a 6. And I was being a devil advocate. I'm like, well, if I could make it worse, how high can you go? She could go to an 8. So then at that moment when you can identify, this is where you want to go, and if there's a block, so the logical thing you want to do, right, is to remove the block. And this is the skillful part, the intuitive part. This is the part that you may be able to do by yourself, or you may want to have someone else have you who have a little more experience to help you get out of your own way. Because a lot of time one of the challenge of being an overachiever and high achiever is that you're very intelligent, you think your way through things, and because you know a lot, you read so many books and you went to so many seminars, so you have a lot of assumptions, and then because of that you get in your own way. And that's why it's useful to have somebody who's smarter than you, perhaps, or somebody who you actually respect, who have the capacity to hold space for you to get you out of your own way, so the true answer can come through. So the next part, this is where I have my client do EFT or do the love framework that I recently developed and solidified. the idea is to help release this energy. So if you have this overwhelming energy, and at the same time, logically, you have all these strategies that you can do to execute, this overwhelmed feeling probably going to take over anyway. So for this client, she particularly did a lot of work already. You know, she worked with me 2 years ago, and she done a lot of work on herself this past year, and before that she done the work just like a typical person in my community. You've done the self-help, you've done therapy, you've done EMDR, you may have done Robin landmarks, you know, psyche, all this stuff, and you know. But the level that you're seeking for is deeper, which is the visceral, the feeling, the emotional, the deeper stuff, right? And this is where, you know, there's different things out there that you can do. Some people do plant medicine, you can do Reiki, you can do different things, but the whole idea, you got to release and shift this energy. And if you've done therapy, you've done some work, you know that how past trauma can correlate and it's influenced your filter of how you see your life now. So a lot of time you can use certain technique to clear what past trauma. But for my clients, they you know, they do the work. Sometimes if you believe in past life stuff, we go a lot deeper stuff. So for the client today particularly, we allow space for whatever that you need to let go. So the love framework, you know, if you haven't seen the love framework, you can reference to one of my YouTube video of I think it's called The Power of Love, and I go over the love framework, which the letter LOVE. There we go. So L standing for letting go of what was, O is to be okay with what is, V is venturing into what will be, and then E is to experience each AM as is. So that's the framework. That's the secret to life. That if you ask me what my secret, right? That is the secret to life, happiness, and beside the authentic moments. But I guess because I'm sharing with you through this video, so it's not a secret anymore. There you have it. So so what we did, we go over the love framework, let go whatever the energy that in her to release. And for her, a lot of judgment, I'm looking at a note that I did, a lot of judgment coming up, not good enough, being hurt, failure, emptiness, losing control. There's a lot of energy that she's still holding on, that she didn't even realize that it was there. And forgiveness is a big piece for her. So we go to the love framework, and for her to come into okay with what is. So my question for you, my friend, what can you let go of right now that's holding you back from this clarity? Make some space and time to let it go. And then once you do that, what are you okay with that you wouldn't be okay before? For example, I'm okay that I'm not clear. I'm okay that I'm not perfect. And I'm okay that I fail sometime. I'm okay that I feel angry. I'm okay because that's what makes me humans. That's one of the big things with my client is to be okay that you are humans. And then in that, you can venture into what will be to be the person that you are, the state of being that you are. I am peacefully okay in the present moment. I am an amazing mother. I am a brilliant yoga teacher, whatever it is that you step into. So, and to wrap it up with that, you solidify the love, which is to experience, to give this body permission to experience each authentic moment as is. And as you can tell right now, the way I'm making this video is completely in connection to what is in the moment. There is no script. I connect to my AM. Okay, what is it that light me up and inspire that I want to share with this audience right now? Even though just one of you watching right now, and if it can reach to your heart and your soul, it can change you, perfect. I serve my purpose. Because this video is not about me. This video is about me serving you, right? And in the process, it is about me because my soul sparked up and enjoyed doing this work. So thank you for letting me do that. So then, when that come through, when that clear up, then you reassess. And chances are when you bring the blocks from 10 to 0, the other scale increase. So my client within 15 minutes, she's able to get her clarity from a 6 to a 10, which was magical before for her because we don't know we could get there. You know, I may have done this work 14 years, but every client is different. Every moment is different. I don't have a very particular plan until the client get there. So then the magic happened, and then the insight will come through for you. So there's two things that come through for her. which may be useful for you, and maybe something will come through for you. One is for her to recognize how important it is for her to connect to the moment, because that is her priority. Once she have that clarity of her soul purpose, she connect to that, all it takes is the moment. Sometimes our mind complicate things. We make things so complicated. But the matter is, it is that simple. If you can pay attention to the moment, to your AM, the answer is within you. And then all you have to do is just pay attention one moment at a time. You don't have to think of 1,000 steps. You can plan. You can have a plan. And it's important to allow yourself to flow in that plan, because what you think will happen, a lot of the time it will happen very differently, because life has its own course and your soul have your own course. Of course, your brain want to have its own course, and your heart has its own course. So that is what I have today for you, to connect to your clarity. In that, you have a sense of your purpose, and in that, if you can trust the authentic moments, you know the answer. And as I guide my client to this, is that you know the answer when you're going to ask for help, who you're going to ask for help. And keep it simple by connecting to the moment. That's it. That's all I got. And that's the AM flow for today. So I hope that's useful for you. Please share what the insight you got from this, what the golden nugget you got from this flow in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if you have any question or any particular topic that you want me to touch on for the next video, I'm happy to do that, to serve you. If you haven't already, please set up, subscribe to the channel, set on a notification, and we'll let you know when the next video come out. And as always, feel free to share this with whoever that you feel in your moment is true, that be useful for them. Because at the end, it's not about you either. It's about what's true in the moment. With that, my friend, sending you a lot of love, literally and figuratively. Please practice the love framework. That's what I share with my client today. And until the next AM. Aloha.